Hi everybody, I am Tasha Christine here for Chronic Enlightenment today, and we're doing some outside vibes, bringing all that in. I'm doing a pop-in live today. So over the weekend, oh here we go, sun is shining. I was gifted some Dragonfly Medicine. So hi Lauren, I am gonna talk about some Dragonfly Medicine because that's really coming in. And I'm actually going to be hosting a room tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Clubhouse in my Shadow Talks Club. If you need an invitation, send me a message and I will send that over to you. But I'm going to be hosting a room tomorrow with the help of my wonderful friend that's going to mod for me. And I'm going to do an activation for everybody. So we're going through a lot of shifting times and ascension. People are awakening and just people are really needing that support right now. So tomorrow I am going to host a room and do an activation for people that are in the place and they're wanting to receive that Dragonfly medicine that's coming through. And the Dragonfly is all about rebirth, rebirthing, being in the now, enjoying the moment, because dragonflies have short lives. They don't, they have a very quick lifespan. They only have like 6 months to really enjoy their life. So it's really about enjoying every moment, being able to embrace it for all that you have. And also though, being aware of your surroundings and your situations so that if you have to make a quick move, because dragonflies can go in like any direction and they can fly backwards, and science still can't even quite explain them. And that's kind of the whole thing, right? And embracing that medicine of people don't have to explain me. People don't have to understand me. But I am connected with myself and my authentic truth to expand myself and be outside of the norm, because I'm the only one that really has to understand me. And I'm the one, I'm the one that has this vision. I can't expect everybody else to understand it because it's mine. As well as just connecting with the water, because they spend half their life in the water, right? And water, connecting with emotions, and you can feel like the nature responding, the wind is blowing, and just really connecting with that energy of the water, the flowing of the being, and allowing it to come in and cleanse you. And I'm going to go into more of that tomorrow in the Clubhouse room. So I'm going to call that the activation station. So if you are a light worker and you're looking to connect with other people that are also more in alignment with where you are and are wanting to choose to ascend to their higher self and really expand into that, and are wanting to embrace and wanting to release all that old stuff so that we can bring in all of this new energy that's flowing in. And the activation that I'm going to do is going to be specifically working with that Dragonfly medicine, and really with connecting with our higher selves, with our authentic truth, really building that connection and relationship. I just have really felt that on my heart that this needs to happen, and it kind of really came through over the weekend. Another thing with Dragonfly medicine is it usually appears for about 2 years. It stays with you for about 2 years. And I also thought it was interesting because I'm having my Empath Divine Embodiment workshop that is starting, my boot camp, and the enrollment closes Thursday for that. So if you're still interested, go ahead and sign up. Actually, you still have a couple hours if you want the discounted rate for 10% off. But really, the Dragonfly medicine and this boot camp is the first time I'm really welcoming all of this in, and it just feels so important that we have all these people that are wanting to connect with their true selves and embrace their sensitivities and realize that they are not cursed, that they are a creator, and the way that you were made for this. You're made for it, and it's who you are. I'm really excited about it. I really, honestly, I make things based on my intuition, my heart, and I also put into play of, the wind's really coming in today, of what could I have benefited? What could I have used in the beginning of my journey? What things could have really made it so much easier for me to embrace myself? And having community is a big aspect of that, because we're on that place right now where people are choosing to ascend or not to ascend, and we're losing, People are just choosing their own path, and we're losing different relationships to create new ones with people that are in alignment with where we are and where we're going. And really bringing that together, because as you ascend, you do lose people, and that's not in a bad way. It's just your paths are changing, and so coming into alignment with people that are also changing and choosing that same path really creates that relationship for everybody. And I think that's a big part of why people stop choosing themselves, because a lot of times we'll raise ourselves up, but then it's lonely. I'm alone, I've lost people, the people that I've had here are not anymore, and I want to go back down to their level because that's my comfort zone and I don't want to be alone. The problem is we just end up causing ourselves to have more issues that way. Hi, thanks for joining. You just cause yourself more issues that way when you're lowering yourself to be down at their level instead of inviting them up to yours. And that is a big thing that I've learned with myself, is I would always do that. I always lowered myself down because I didn't want to be alone. And the truth is that just really cuts you off from accepting yourself and the people that are in alignment for you. So really knowing that we do have places, we still need community, but you need to choose the right community, and reaching out to these other people. We have a lot of animals participating today. Reaching out to the people that are the right people that are going to help elevate you, because you get to then elevate each other, and you still have that community that you can lean on because you're not alone. That's really something that's been coming through, and that we need space for ourselves, but we need space that's created so that we can commingle with other beings that are also choosing this, that are also choosing to be themselves, that are choosing to allow their authenticity to shine brightly, even if it scares other people, even if it triggers other people because they have unhealed things within themselves, or maybe there are things that are buried deep within their subconscious that they've completely forgotten about. But when you shine your light and you speak your truth, it brings up those things within them that they haven't addressed, and that's not your fault. That's their stuff that they have to deal with and figure out. All you can do is keep choosing yourself and choosing to align yourself with people that are also choosing themselves and are allowing all of their light to shine fully. And we all have good days, we all have bad days. That's just a part of life. But knowing that, hey, a bad day doesn't necessarily have to be a bad day. It was a struggle. It was just one of them days, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just part of the human experience. We don't have to judge ourselves all the time. We get to just be who we are naturally, without labels, without worrying about what the neighbor said, or I'm sitting here on a park, on a trail, by the water, because I'm bringing in this water energy, and really connecting with nature, because it's really wanting to be here, and the sun keeps shining, like bringing in those sun codes on the third eye. Like, there's just so much magic all around us that we take for granted. And so that's something I really want to talk about, is being thankful for all that we have. And when you have those good things that happen, then like, yes, thank you, I want more of that. I want more of that feeling. I want more of those things that are in alignment with where I am and where I envision myself to be. So really using that energy that's coming in, because we are surrounded by love. We all have these people around us that are here. We have other people that are also on this same journey. But when we don't speak up about it and we don't reach out to have these spaces, we don't realize that, and it feels lonely, and we feel alone and scared. And so then we start to close ourselves back off, instead of embodying all of our power and all that we are, grounding that into the earth, into our physical body, and then being like, okay, I'm raising myself up, I'm pulling all that in, I'm ready for these new things, I'm ready for this next level. Let's do it. Even if it's hard, even if it's scary, I'm trusting my heart, my intuition to guide me in the correct place, without talking myself out of it, without trying to get stuck in the logical aspect, because a lot of life isn't logical. We just try to make it that way, and we talk ourselves out of listening to what our heart is truly trying to express to us. And the Dragonfly Medicine is really, when I'm feeling it coming in, it really feels like it's to the heart. Clearing out the heart and allowing your heart to be because that's part of the dragonfly, is the being, the embracing life, the taking joy in everything that's around you. It's okay to be silly, but be aware of the danger, be aware of your surroundings. Embrace the new, embrace the magical and the mystical, because it's all around you. Connect with the earth to ground you, connect with the water to flow through you and to clear your energy, to clear your body from all the stagnant things, all the toxicity that we store energetically and physically within our being. We have all of this stuff that's here to help us, and it's the balance of these natural things that are all around us with the modern medicine, because we need both. It's not a this or that, it's a this and that. And the fact that we need the modern medicine, but the first answer shouldn't always be to go to the doctor and pop pills. Maybe you need some more vitamins. Maybe you need to drink more water and get some sunlight. Maybe your body's trying to tell you you need to change your diet or change the people that you're around, because you're absorbing their toxic behavior and they're reinforcing your limiting beliefs. There's so many other things involved that we are in control of. And when you have these things going on, check in with yourself first, and then go get the help that you need wherever that is. And really trusting that, and just balance, the balance. And just allowing the wind, because we're getting a lot of wind today that's just kind of flowing in. And allowing that, going outside in nature, sitting on the ground and listening to the birds, to the water, and now there's people going down the river that are tubing. Like all of these things around us that we take for granted. And just really pulling all of that and feeling that in your heart and feeling that gratitude for everything. For the birds here that are chirping their melody, the water that cleanses, the ground, the earth that's here to ground us into our bodies. All of this stuff is here for us. But we don't take it, oh, hi Sasha. But we don't accept it. We completely disconnect from it a lot. And on my healing journey, this was actually a place I used to come to a lot. And there's another place farther down, but I don't think I was going to have service there for it to cooperate with me. So I came here, and I used to come to this place when I first got my apartment, and I was really sick. And I was like scared to have an apartment all by myself because my health had been so poor, and I lived in that fear state a lot. I was afraid I couldn't take care of myself. I wouldn't be able to take care of an apartment. How was I going to be able to do all of this stuff? And I had all these fears that were created in my head, and I was like, I'm doing it. I have to do this. And I used to come here because I would go for a walk every day. And that for me was huge, because there was a point where I couldn't walk to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't walk 3 feet. And so the fact I could walk for miles by the river and really feel the energy and connect with nature, and just really allow the nature to transmute my energy, to transmute all the toxicity that I was carrying within myself, and really allowing that nature medicine to flow within my being, to flow within my body, and being thankful, expressing the gratitude, and having those moments where my health was really poor. And I just came out here in nature, and I got down on my knees, and I just cried, and I let it out. I let it out into the earth, and that all transmuted and grounded in. And Gaia was here with me, and God was here with me. And it's magical, and we forget that we have access to that. And I know, depending on where you are and where you live, it's not always as accessible as it is to me. And that's something I'm grateful for too, because there were times where when I was younger, I didn't appreciate that enough. I didn't realize that people, right, until my parents had foster kids, and they said they had never been to the beach. They'd never seen a lake. And I'm in Michigan. We have lakes and waters and rivers and streams. We have stuff everywhere. There's water always nearby somewhere. And the fact that I hadn't thought about that. And that goes back to that perspective and expanding your mind of the fact that there's so much more beyond you, that everybody has their own story, everybody has their own role, we all have our own experiences that create our reality. And the fact is, there's so much more than what we see. But if we close ourselves off, if we choose to view life in a limited lens, we miss it. We miss it, and we don't see all the things that we're gifted with every single day. And the fact that I'm grateful that I had modern medicine and they were there to help me But I'm grateful I also learned that wasn't the only way. I'm grateful for the fact that even though I went through that health experience and it was sucky, it was really rough, I had my near-death experience, I thought, I was afraid to go to sleep at night. I was so afraid to go to sleep at night because I felt so weak. It felt like I was gonna die. Like I felt like I was gonna go to sleep at night and my body was just gonna be like, okay, I'm done. And I went on sleeping pills for years and years. And this ties in today because it's been a really magical day, I feel. At least for me. I'm really feeling all of this new energy flowing in. And this Dragonfly Medicine that's going to be here for the next 2 years, it means it's magical. That these new things are coming. Success is coming. Abundance is flowing. And I'm all about it. And I'm so excited. And one of the things for me is I had an appointment today, this morning, at the sleep doctor. And I started going to the sleep doctor when my health got really bad because I got to the point where I couldn't go to sleep at all. No matter what I did, I would take over-the-counter things. I could not sleep at all. So I went to the sleep doctor. I had sleep studies done, and they were like, your sleep is really weird. We've never seen sleep patterns like yours. Your readings were all over the place. And I also had like some weird form of narcolepsy. So I was a whole bag of tricks. And for years and years, I could not go to sleep without sleeping pills. And I went there today for my checkup because I haven't had sleeping pills. I haven't used any, Ambien. I was taking Ambien CR and I haven't used it since September. So they've took it off of my med list because it's been almost a year. And that was a huge celebration for me because I didn't think that was ever going to happen. There was a point where I thought there was no way that I could not be on sleeping pills because I couldn't survive without them before. And all that, about 8 years later, and now I don't have to take them anymore. And that's amazing. And the fact that the stuff I talk about is really honest and true because I didn't start being able to sleep until I accepted myself, until I addressed those fears within myself. I did that internal work. I did that healing. And the biggest thing was when it was around the time that I was starting to work with my mentor, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done hiding. I'm done hiding. This is it. I've healed myself. I've been working on this for years. This is it. I'm going full force. I'm letting it all out. Authentic me is here. I'm flying free. I'm out that spiritual closet fully and completely. Let's do this. And I started being able to sleep without it. I made the decision. Amazing things can happen when you really choose them, and when you do that inner work and you start loving yourself, you start expressing who you really are and living that life that is in alignment with your heart, with your spirit. So that was really exciting for me, and I just wanted to share that because I know there are other people out there that are in that place and it sounds scary and you don't know how you're going to dig yourself out of it. You can do it. I've been there. And I know it's scary, but you can do it. And it may take a while, right? It's taken me a few years to come off of sleeping pills, but I did it. I used to be on 26 pills and now I'm on like 2 and some vitamins. That's amazing. That's a huge improvement. And it's just one step at a time. We make these huge goals and we think we all have to have it transpire at this exact moment in time. And if it's not in this specific timeline, we failed. And that's not true, right? It happens when it's meant to. Keep working on it and don't talk yourself out of doing it because it didn't happen exactly when you thought it was going to happen, or it didn't look exactly how you put it down on your checklist and your piece of paper, because it shows up in the way that is in best alignment for you. So you have to choose to accept and trust that and just keep following through with it. And just really connect with this air flowing right now. Just I'm feeling all of that in. So I'm really excited about all this energy that's flowing in. I'm excited to really unleash it into this Empath Divine Embodiment Boot Camp. And that starts officially, I will do the welcome video on Thursday, but we have our first Zoom call on Friday. So that is, we'll have like one Zoom call a week, except for the last week we'll do 2 because I will do a closing ceremony. And throughout the boot camp, we will go over the different types of empaths, see where you feel most in alignment, as well as going through exercises. We'll do some grounding You also will get a PDF of my emotional intelligence worksheet, which is really helpful when you're an empath to kind of see where you are and what areas you may need to adjust within yourself, and kind of get an idea of where you really are in the whole aspect of it. Really getting you connected with who you are, doing these activations, bringing in these light codes to connect you with your authentic self, and learning on surrendering the open heart to accept your higher self, accept who you are. So I'm really excited about it. All of the information is on my page. It's also, if you click in my bio, you can purchase that. There's still some time to get it for the discounted price. And there's also information if you click on the link in my bio that says what's new and current events. That will give you the information. You can check everything out. And I'm only going to be taking 10 to 13 people max for this boot camp. We're going to be doing a Facebook group. It'll be a pop-up group so we can have that community, right? Bringing in the community aspect where we can support one another. And every day I'll be doing like writing prompts. We'll be doing some movement exercises, meditation, and I have specific playlists that are made up for everybody. So we will go through all of that stuff together. And these are all the things we will work with the divine embodiment pillars. And those are the pillars that I have created. Those are what I still use to stay in divine embodiment. And we will be going through that and how you can use those to connect with your empath divine embodiment so you can become that fully embodied version of your empathic divine self. Because it's really important, and that's how you get to take ownership and really evolve into that place that you've always envisioned but have been scared of. You still use these things every day, and these are all of the techniques that help me stay where I am, to stay in a high vibed place, to really be of service to you guys, because it's really what it's about. And I know that I'm here, I'm fulfilling my mission, and I'm so excited about all of this because it's very important. We're in a place where people really need this right now. So I'm honored to be able to be here to support you, to bring this Dragonfly Medicine in. And I'll be posting here in a little bit about the activation that I'll be doing tomorrow for Dragonfly Medicine in Clubhouse. So stay tuned for that post. If you need an invite or anything, please let me know or send me a message if you have any questions. And I'm looking forward to doing that. It's just really been on my heart that I need to share this because I've been gifted with it. And you know, people can seek out certain things, but when you have these medicines that you don't necessarily seek them out always. They seek you. They appear to you when it is time. So it's time to bring it in, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please send me a message. Let me know. If you want more information about the boot camp, check out my page or the links in my bio. And I will be posting here in a little bit about the Clubhouse tomorrow, where we're going to be doing that, having some talks about integrations and activations, and really bringing in that activation to connect with our higher selves and this Dragonfly Medicine. Love you guys. I thank you so much for being here. Get outside today, connect with the nature if you can, and just really bringing in those sun codes and feeling all the love around you. Many blessings, love and light.